you've petitioned the court for a DNA test. You want to prove to your ex-fiancé, Mr. Earls, that he fathered your 3-year-old son, Marcus Jr. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You say Mr. Earls called off your wedding just 3 months prior to getting married because of his paternity doubts.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Earls, you and Ms. Baylor have been together since you were 17 years old, and you believe she's been unfaithful the entire relationship.
Yes, Your Honor.
Today, you're countersuing Ms. Baylor for a lie detector test because you want the entire truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Baylor, what have Mr. Earls' accusations and denial done to your relationship?
Your Honor, his accusations have ruined our relationship. It has tore us apart. We've been together since I was 17, and he moved in with us, and then we had 2 beautiful daughters. And then after our 3rd child, we decided that we wanted to get married. And he called off the wedding 3 months before we got married.
Really?
And we planned everything. I had everything picked out, Your Honor. I had the dress. He bought me a ring, everything. Our wedding date was supposed to be 12, 13, 14. Like, that was so significant. And it really hurt me for him to do that, Your Honor. Can I submit this to you?
What is that?
This is my wedding planner. I had everything.
May I see that, Ron?
Yes, ma'am.
So you really planned an entire wedding?
Yes.
You had 3 children with this man?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I can see that really hurts you.
It hurts like so bad for him to not think that my son is his. Like, I don't know where these rumors came from. I don't know who started them. I don't know anything. Like, I love Mr. Earls. I want to spend the rest of my life with him.
He's a beautiful little boy. So, Mr. Earls?
Yes, Your Honor.
You certain this child is not yours?
I'm certain. I'm 100% sure that is not my baby.
So this had to be really serious for you to call off the wedding just 3 months before.
It was very serious.
What happened?
I went away on August 16th, and Sandra came and visited me 2 weeks after I was gone. And she gave me some news that she was pregnant. Okay, I was excited. Come to find out, a week later, she visited me again, and she tells me, I stepped out on you a month prior to the time you had left.
A month before I got pregnant with my son, I did step out on the relationship. I did. This was nowhere near the conception date. This was a whole month before I conceived. And when I told Mr. Earls that I was pregnant, he was happy. We were both happy because we had 2 miscarriages before that, unexplained, and it devastated us, and we wanted a baby. We planned to have my son. And when he went away, he just feels that, the dates don't add up, I suppose.
We didn't plan anything.
Okay, do you know what month you cheated in, Miss Baylor?
July.
Okay.
Sure was.
Because I got pregnant in August. I got pregnant August 14th.
Let me go to my conception calculator here so I can understand this. When was Marcus Jr. born?
He was born April 22nd, 2013.
Okay. Now, if we calculate the date of his birth, your conception date would have been July 19th through the July 29th, 2012.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be
That's about a
premature.
10-day window. That's when you said you cheated.
I cheated in July, yes, Your Honor, but that is not when I conceived. My son was due May 7th, but I had a C-section due to I had 2 other kids. My blood pressure goes up when I go into labor, and I had to have a C-section. That's why he was born April 22nd.
Ms. Baylor, you're saying the baby was born early, and so your conception date would actually have been later than what is projected here.
Yes.
Mr. Earl, do you think the baby was born early?
No, that baby wasn't born early. She carried that baby full time.
That is not true, Your Honor.
You don't know no baby premature, 6 pounds, 9 ounces. I don't. That's a big baby.
I do agree. A 6-pound, 9-ounce baby. I mean, that's a full-term weight.
Yeah, that's full.
Exactly, because I was due May 7th. I had a C-section, which was scheduled at 38 weeks.
Our daughters weigh 5 pounds, 7 ounces, 5 pounds, 8 ounces, and they was full term.
All babies are not going to be born the same.
All my babies
weight.
is.
No, they're not. No, they are not. Because we're not going to get into that because we're here to prove that my son is your son.
He is not my son.
That is your son.
Look, she carried him full term. She cheated on me in July. The time adds up. She brought me all the way down. I just want her to tell me the truth.
I want to understand, why are you cheating in the relationship?
I just felt like he was still lying to me.
Legs.
So who was this person you cheated with?
His sister's cousin.
So this was a one-night thing, a fling? What happened?
It was a fling maybe, but not that long, just a couple of times, and that was it.
A couple too many.
But I used protection when I stepped out. Unlike him, he has 2 other kids outside of our relationship that he stepped out on me on plenty of times.
I do. I
did not cheat on him with the cable man. He was a friend.
Wait, when did the cable man get in it?
As soon as I went away, the cable man came in.
He was a friend. He took me to get my kids something to eat one day, and we went to go play pool and have a few beers at the bar, and I cheated, supposedly.
My brother also even told me about some things.
What did your brother tell you?
Oh, my brother told me he didn't call her doing mysterious things on her phone, talking to others, talking about she want to meet up with him and things.
We have your brother joining us today from your hometown.
That's good.
Mr. Earls, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Your brother has testified that you've caught Ms. Baylor in some very questionable circumstances. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am. About 3 weeks before my brother went away, I called Miss Baylor, texting another dude talking about how she want to have sex with him. The dude picture kept popping up on the phone.
Ms. Baylor?
Yes, I do flirt a lot. I do.
yeah.
I flirt a lot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
More than a lot.
did not.
Yeah, more than a lot.
No, that is a lie.
But you
why
were
too?
on the phone texting a guy.
Yes, I was. But Marcus has done me so much worse.
Mr. Earl, do you know anything else?
About 2 weeks after my bro went away, I was having a get together at the house, and she was drinking, having a good time. They said no, she burnt off and didn't come back till the next day.
She came home the next day?
Yes, ma'am.
Who did you see her leave with, Mr. Earls?
A dude.
I left with my cousin. And that's probably who you see me leave with.
That's her
Was
cousin.
my cousin.
It ain't a cousin. Yeah, she's a compulsive liar.
All right, Mr.
Okay.
Earls, thank you so much for your testimony today.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Earls, you say she just lies.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's why you asked the court to administer a lie detector
Yes, Your
test.
Honor.
Oh, I just had a light bulb. Because I'm thinking to myself, he is so mad at her for cheating, and it is wrong. But you were cheating, and you got 2 children outside the
Yeah,
relationship.
exactly.
But what
Thank
you're
you, Your
most angry at, you're saying, you told me the truth that you cheated, but you feel like she's making up this whole story about the baby
Yeah, she
being
don't wanna
early
tell me-
because
she
she
don't wanna
doesn't
tell me
want to
that
admit
truth.
that it's a possibility that this other guy is the father.
She's in denial, Your Honor.
That's what's making you most angry.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you found out she cheated, did you immediately have doubt?
Yes, I already knew. Like it clicked to me. I was
clicked?
insecure that she cheated, and that's his baby. May I submit my evidence?
Absolutely. What did you bring to the court?
It's just a picture to show everybody in this courtroom that this
Ron,
is not my.
let me see that, please,
That is
Ron.
not my son.
You're presenting to the court a side-by-side photo. On the left-hand side is Marcus Jr.
Correct.
And on the right-hand side is a picture of you.
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't believe you look anything alike?
Nothing alike.
Okay, I have a question. How did the baby get the name Marcus Jr. then if you never thought?
I feel bad. I always wanted a son. I wanted the son with her. So I felt bad. I mean, she crying in the hospital, laid up with her guts all on her belly. So I was like, yeah, you could give him my name.
Your Honor.
So wait a minute, you seem like a strong-minded young man.
Yes,
How do you
I
get
am.
to the hospital and decide, okay, I'm gonna give this baby my last name, it's my junior, and I don't believe he's mine?
Man, look, I don't know. I just know I made a mistake.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
I signed it.
Yes,
you
he
signed
did.
the birth
Yes,
certificate.
he did.
When you signed that birth certificate, you acknowledged paternity. You understand that, right?
Well, hopefully this DNA can help me out. You know, black women like put people on child support. I ain't got time for that.
You're not gonna pay.
Hold on, because I'm a black woman.
No. Well, certain ones. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Sorry, Your Honor.
Hold on. Now,
Sorry, Your Honor.
look, we get to the truth in this courtroom.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's get something straight.
Yeah, I'm back up.
It's women of all races and colors that are receiving child support for children. But let me be clear, the child support is for the child.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then let me be even clearer. You did this. Once you signed that birth certificate, you were responsible for child support. So don't come in my courtroom talking about what a black woman's gonna do, because this black woman's gonna let you know. Now, I'm really ready for the results.
Sorry.
Ron, hand me the lie detector results first.
Your Honor.
You were asked, during the last 10 years, other than the one time you admitted to cheating, have you had sexual intercourse with another man? You answered yes. The lie detector determined that was the truth.
That's because we split up.
Yeah.
We split up. A lot of times we split up.
Yeah.
Ms. Baylor, we asked you, did you have sexual intercourse with the man you admitted to cheating on Marcus with more than one time? You answered yes.
Wow.
The lie detector determined that was the truth.
Wow.
I just mentioned that here. I have nothing to hide. I mentioned that.
Mr. Earls, you seem surprised. She did testify in court today that it was kind of a fling. It was more than one time.
Yeah, well, that ain't what I've been hearing for the last 3 years.
So you're saying, even though it was determined that she was telling the truth, the answers she gave to the questions are different from what she's been telling you.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's why you called off the wedding.
That's exactly why I called off the wedding.
To be a man that's always wanted a son, to be excited about it, to go in the hospital, to give this child your name, to sign the birth certificate, to be legally responsible for the child, why is it you haven't been able to accept? It seems like you've done everything else.
I want to give him the opportunity to know his father.
He knows his father for the last
I grew up
3
without a
years.
father, okay? I've been here for him, okay? But I want to give him that opportunity.
If you're not this child's biological father, Is this relationship over? Where do you go from here?
It's over. She look, that lie detector test, she passed it, because I mean, I already knew she was lying to me all this whole time anyway. She passed it though.
You say the relationship is over if Marcus Jr. is not your biological child.
Correct.
But you had 2 children outside the relationship and she stayed with you.
She did, Your Honor.
Ms. Baylor, what are you thinking right now? What are you feeling?
I feel that it's so unfair because I've been with him for so long. I'm the one who's been there, but he can have babies by other women and then always run off to them, but you want to leave me? But my son is his. They look so much alike. You can tell. Like, I want to be with Mr. Earls for the rest of my life. Like, I love him. He's the only man I know since 17 years old. I was young. Like he is all I know.
If Marcus Jr. is not Mr. Earl's biological child, where do you go from here?
I mean, I would love to be with him, but I can't make somebody stay if they don't want to stay. Even though I did step out, yes, but I was there for him.
All right. Well, I have the results. Let's get to the truth. In the case of Baylor versus Earls Sr., when it comes to 3-year-old Marcus Earls Jr., it has been determined by this court. Mr. Earls, you are the father.
I told you. I told you.
I had my doubts, I had my insecurity. But I do love that little man.
And I'm sure he loves you too. You're the only man he knows as his father?
The only one.
And does it hurt you in this moment that you did carry that doubt for 3 full years of his life?
Yeah, that's what's killing me right now. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to you too.
I'm sorry too.
This is a time for you to stand up and be the man, the best man you can be.
You're right, Your Honor.
When you give a child your name, there's a responsibility in that. Because when he looks to the example of who he can be in this world, his first point of reference is going to be the man that has his name. So that means it's time for you to create that life so your son can have a life he can emulate. That's how you break the cycle. That's how you make sure he doesn't end up in the places where you've been. If you all are going to build a family or try to figure this thing out, you got to set a proper foundation.